That's how you got out? He rode you home?
Hey, y'all want to go see the Globetrotters?
Man, hell nah, bro. Hey, Sean, he a sports junkie for real. he go,
Y'all don't even want to go see no sports,
he
man.
about to go have us sit outside on that little soccer stand where they play soccer out. Watch them niggas.
I just knew y'all gonna be like, yeah, let's go.
I've actually seen them before,
I've never seen them, nor have I ever cared to see them.
Really?
but it was back when they were actually relevant.
It was when they was
Yeah.
That was before like everything was on. They was on TV.
They used
on,
to
like,
they
on
used
one
to
day.
be like a kids attraction.
Yep.
Well, everybody
around the time that I saw 'em,
everybody,
yeah.
everybody black like.
What up,
because
Big Lou?
That was all you saw.
Big Lou 07? How we sound, y'all?
Are we good? We good?
Yo.
I'm rewiring some shit. I'm trying something new.
Are you watching the chat and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I used to be fortunate because my cousin is a quadriplegic. He's handicapped. So, like, we go see the Globetrotters, wrestling.
Yep,
and
Steven.
we sit in the floor.
Oh, you see the front
So,
row?
so they would come and bring wristbands, and they would come sign autographs. Like, me and him got all the action. That was the greatest.
Cool. We sound good. That's perfect. All right. Yep. Man, all right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We see Manny here.
Boy, Manny got a whole
Yeah,
he got a whole
boy.
server ready for CP3.
I know. All right, he'll jump in whenever he's ready and situated. All right. You know what? I'm actually glad you said something. Can you guys hear Manny? Say something,
Yeah,
Manny.
I was gonna say he sounded a little low.
Yeah.
I don't see Manny moving. All right, hold on.
You must be saying something about Duke.
Now, hold on a second. I'm running through the TV, but
You said he a Laker?
Oh, that's a good one.
How about now? Y'all still hear me? Okay.
Can he come through louder on this one for us? Say something else, Manny.
What is good, everybody? How y'all having a good day? That good?
Now say something.
Shelton, take that damn Carolina Panther hat off.
There you go. What?
I mean, don't even fella.
Wait, you talking about that black?
What you see?
You talking about behind me?
Yeah, the thing's on the wall.
I left my iPad. All right, cool. This is the place where the sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got Shelton J,
What's happening, man? What's happening?
Nikki Duce,
What's going on? What's goody?
and Manny Brown.
What up? What up? What up?
Q, I think, will be joining us. FIFO's out hanging with Kanye.
You hanging with COVID?
Yeah, that's what it
doing,
is.
boy. That Mercedes-Benz Stadium is packed.
Man. Yeah.
That
so,
Delta variant.
But we all know the truth. We all know the truth. He's not ready to face it. He's not ready to face the fact that Giannis overcame it all his criticisms.
All the shit that he said. Giannis looked at all that list of shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
I don't even care.
That's irrelevant.
I don't even care. So he running, y'all. He running. The title of the show is Knuck If You Buck.
All right. How many did you go through before you landed on that one, kid?
I went through a few. I was like, oh, I got it now.
Oh man.
All right, man. Let's jump into it.
Let's get started with this. Is crazy. NBA season is over.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt, but it's like it's damn near towards the end of July.
Yeah.
So we got football coming around the corner, but let's give our full actual recap. I know, Manny, you wanted to talk. You got some shit to say to get off your chest. Let's give a full recap of what we've seen and how these NBA finals landed. I'll start with you, man.
Y'all screen just went out. Just
it
by
did.
the way,
Dang, that's okay. Hold on.
I'll hold my thoughts. All right, y'all back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the NBA season, man, it was a crazy winding road of a season, right? I mean, from going to the bubble last year to not sure what kind of a season we were gonna have to were we even gonna have an 82 game season to 72 days of preparation for the teams in the bubble, especially the Lakers and the Heat, to COVID stoppages and reschedules. I mean, it was just a crazy season, right? Not having fans, then having fans in playoffs. It was a crazy season, man. But the NBA got through it. You know, credit to everybody. Credit to all the team doctors, coaches, players, of course, everybody. So I'll say that first and foremost. As far as just the season as a whole, it's crazy. It's weird season. It's for sure weird season. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, it was 72 games, so it was almost pretty much normal. You know, minus 10 games or whatever. I think the biggest thing coming out of this season, though, I think you saw a lot of young teams ascend to a different level. You know, obviously the Hawks, number one on that list. You know, the Hawks went from basically being another year in a lottery situation to, you know, damn near almost getting to a final. You know, obviously Memphis, Atlanta, Memphis. What was the other teams that really showed out this year? I mean, the Pelicans kind of disappointed. I expected more from the Pelicans this year, so they don't go on that list. But I think that's my biggest theme from this year, man. I think you're seeing kind of a shifting of the guard a little bit, almost. You know, you're seeing, you know, kind of those older teams, maybe not phase out, but, you know, the doors opening up a little bit for now some of those younger teams, that newer generation to come in. Obviously, Phoenix. I forgot about Phoenix. Phoenix, a young team. So, yeah, you're seeing teams like in the West, like Phoenix and Memphis. Obviously, in the East, you got Atlanta. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a weird season, but it was a good season. And the best thing about it is that we got a fresh champion for a change. You know, it's not a typical Lakers or Heat or, I mean, for me, obviously, it's disappointing. I'm a Laker fan, but, you know, you don't have your big market team or your superstar players, quote unquote, or super teams winning a championship. You got a small market team, the Milwaukee Bucks. Who would have figured?
Well,
they won a championship.
Let me ask you this question, and this is he gave us a few questions to ask. The first one was about Giannis's championship, since you brought it up as a small market team. Q asked, is it a small market formula or is it a product of injury that happened throughout this playoffs?
I don't even know what the small market formula means, so I'll let Q elaborate further on that one if he comes on. But
the draft, that's basically what they did.
Oh, just building through the draft thing. Oh yeah, yeah, it's a combination of both, I think. You know, yeah. Listen, we can't have the conversation about Milwaukee or even Phoenix had they won without discussing injuries. Like, it's a part of the story. Obviously, you have to bring it up. Yeah, would the Milwaukee Bucks be here if James Harden was healthy and Kyrie Irving were healthy? Probably not. 99% probably. You never know. But would they probably have won the championship? Probably not. But It is what it is, man. 20 years from now, nobody's gonna sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, well, had Kyrie not hurt his ankle." No, everybody's gonna look at the record books
I'm
and
about to say
see.
that's a damn lie.
That is a
No,
lot.
for sure. Like, yo, nobody. All right, maybe not 20 years,
They
30
bring up
years
the
from
fact
now.
that Hakeem got 2 titles when Jordan was gone.
And they bring up that something that happened in that Knicks game that cost them against the Bulls.
What? Oh, the phantom foul call, whatever.
Yeah. They bring up that shit about the Pistons. when the
Very
Pistons
few,
lost to the
very
Lakers on
few,
that shit.
very.
They gonna
man,
bring it up.
Very
Bring
few
up the
people
push
bring
off
that
with
up.
Jordan. And
Yeah.
Some people bring that up, but the majority of people are not gonna like. No, I've never met a person that says, "Oh yeah, that 6th championship doesn't count because Jordan pushed off." Like, man, get out of here. For the most part, yeah, you're gonna have your people that are gonna bring up injuries or whatever. At the end of the day, look, the Bucks took care of business. They took care of the business that they had to take care of, because everybody here would have been ripping them, me included, had they lost, even under the circumstances that they were in. So, do I think it's a product of the small market formula? Yeah, I do, but I also think it's a product of injury. So, does that make their title invalid or not legitimate? Nah, you win a championship, it's valid, man. I don't subscribe to asterisks, Shelton, or Toronto doesn't count because they beat a wounded Warrior. Nah, you can't control those things, man. God plays in the ball game sometimes, man. That shit happens, man. Like, you play sports, injuries are gonna happen. Unfortunately, I'm a Laker fan. Like, I sit here still mad as hell that AD got hurt, but at the end of the day, we lost, man. Like, what can you do?
Is that how you feeling too, Ken? Is it more about injuries, or is it like you like how Milwaukee kind of just set the tone as far as like we can do a title run with how we?
Oh, that's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. It's a fact, but only because they want it. But they want it. God, man, it's not Tuesday, is it? They good. They celebrate.
We had two.
Did I see PJ Tucker spitting up champagne?
hey, PJ Tucker having the best night of his life.
He is.
Hey, he
Man,
he got
Giannis,
5
PJ,
white women
all
waiting
niggas
on him in the
having the best
hotel
time of
room
their
right now.
He ready to foul them all.
He got Milwaukee's best.
He got more women than he had points.
Yeah, he ready
But
to foul out.
Ken, before you go where I think you're gonna go, I will say this. I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going. But don't you think that it's not like Milwaukee came out of nowhere, right? Like, so this whole narrative that like, oh, Milwaukee's been probably. I think I saw a stat where Milwaukee is tied for the best record in the league over the last 3-4 years or whatever. It's Milwaukee and somebody else, I believe.
Mhm.
And so like let's not act like Milwaukee's some ragamuffin team that kind of came out of nowhere. This Cinderella team, like they've been pretty much a top 3 seed the last 3-4 years or whatever. So I don't think you could disrespect them like that and say like, oh yeah, the small market formula doesn't necessarily work.
Oh,
Go
yes,
ahead,
I
my
can.
bad.
Go ahead, explain why you say it.
Go ahead, explain.
Look. Here's the thing. Yes, they have been one of the best teams in the last 2 to 3 years. Where did they get them? Where? Nowhere. How did they get there this year? We all know how I got there this year. Through the injuries to Kyrie and James Harden. Mm-hmm. So that small market formula that he had, ask Damian Lillard how that's working out for him. Ask Giannis how that would have worked out for him if if Harden and Kyrie didn't get hurt. But the fact of the matter is, it is. So for Giannis to get up here and tout that like it's this big accomplishment, yeah, it is. But the thing, everything fell in your way, and celebrate that, enjoy that. But let me see you do this next year, and if those 3 are still healthy. So,
and we shall see.
We know how it's gonna play out, though, don't we?
We don't listen. We don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe listen. You're probably right, Ken. Like, you're probably not wrong. But like, I can't definitively say, yep, the Nets will beat the Bucks next year. I don't know first of all, I don't know what the Nets are going to look like next year. I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Not to mention, KD's another year older. James Harden's another year older and another year fatter. Like, Kyrie, who the hell knows?
We fast
honestly, I can't.
We
No, I'm not
shaming?
fat shaming. Nah.
And they're
Nah,
injury
but
prone, so I think.
and they're injury prone. And
Yeah.
then you got the Kyrie specter. Like, I don't like. Can any of us sit here and tell you right now that you know what you're gonna get out of Kyrie next year?
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll
we know
probably
when he
get
plays, he's great.
amazing
You
play
gonna
on
get,
the
you gonna
court.
get that third eye read to you.
When he's on the court, do you know he's gonna play 82 games? Do you know he's gonna play?
He don't have to
he's
play
gonna
82
60?
games. He don't have to play 82 games. He didn't play 82
Is he gonna play
games this
40
year.
games? Is he gonna play 40 games?
You just need 40.
I just need him in the playoffs. That's all I give a damn
Yeah.
about. I don't care about what Kyrie doing in the regular season. He's
You're
getting
right.
us-
Maybe-
And the
maybe
Nets
so.
don't either.
Maybe so. Maybe you guys are right, man.
How
I
you-
just again.
How you feel, Shelton?
I felt that this.
Is it a? Are you giving credit to the Milwaukee Bucks for what they did, how they moved, GM moves, and all that shit? Or are you saying injury is a big part?
I'm
of it?
giving credit to both these teams for how they moved after injuries occurred. Now, injuries are the reason that they're here. I wholeheartedly believe that because we knew Brooklyn was smoking this team. I mean, it wasn't even. I mean, they won that game, that game 3, I think by 3. But Brooklyn had the clear advantage in this until Kyrie's ankle, even with James Harden out. When Kyrie hurt his ankle, that's when the series changed. Same thing with Phoenix. The Lakers had them beat. But as soon as AD went down, everything changed. And that's what it's supposed to happen. I mean, they did what they're supposed to do. You don't take criticism for another team's problems. But at the same time, next year, to repeat, they still have issues to fix. And I think that's where even people in the chat missed what FIFA was trying to say. I don't think FIFA did a good job of relaying it that way. But we're saying that this team, even though they won, they still are flawed, and they got to fix some of those issues going into next year to repeat. For them to be perennial champions, this dynasty, you're going to have to fix some of those issues.
But you don't. I get what y'all saying, but you don't say that as they win a title. Like that's the wrong time to say that shit because it's like they're the best players in the league right now.
Who are?
The Bucks.
Oh yeah, they
Or
won
they're the best
title.
team in the league.
Yes,
They
yes.
won the title. They're number one.
Yeah, you can like we like what got me something. I'll let you fire off Q because I know you ready to fire off something too. But I guess the thing that got me was that we literally spent that first hour of that show literally killing Giannis as he's literally in the midst of dropping 50.
See, I didn't take it that way. I didn't take it that way, Manny. I think that, being a former athlete and doing the music stuff, you always gonna be critiquing your work. You always want your work critiqued, even at the top. You know what I'm saying? At the top, you still want.
But bro, that's like literally sitting there in the studio as Mike is firing off Thriller, saying, "Yeah, that song could have been. You could have did that a little bit better. Yeah, that song. Yeah, I don't know."
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Then probably, and I get that. I understand that. But I mean, at some point, you just got to sit back and be like, "Damn, this." I can't say
amazed.
nothing like, "Yo,
I was.
the nigga."
I had
like-
no quarrels with what he did in that game myself personally, because like I said, I'm a big Giannis supporter.
Here Shelton going.
No,
Hey,
you
he
go
get
back.
on the fence again, kid.
No, I'm
Where
not.
where
You go
at?
back. You can go back
When
and
the last
look.
time he talked about
That's-
Giannis?
that's
Did he talk about Giannis at all throughout this whole on his way up
Documented evidence that I talked about Giannis.
from round one?
Yes.
Remember he did pick the Bucks to win, and he did jump on me for not having him in the top 10 at that one show.
Yeah, I always thought Giannis was head and shoulders because I think he's probably the greatest athlete on the earth right now as far as athleticism. But I think where people misconstrue what FIFA was trying to say, because I thought I understood it. And what he was trying to say is not he could be KD. He's never trying to be KD, but he can be a better Giannis. He can be one of the best Giannis's he can be. And that's all he was saying. That was pretty much it.
What you saying, Q? You asked the question as far as is it a small market formula, or are you saying it's an injury bug championship?
I think that I kind of differ from Manny, but also differ from you all too. I'm more so in the mindset of I think there has to be a way that we organize the way that we hierarchize like rings and whatnot, the way we put them on like certain tiers. There has to be a way that we do organize that, but there also should be an in the moment, understanding to celebrate and to be able to uphold one's greatness. I think a championship, what it should represent for fans on a very non-biased perspective should be a championship just means that you overcame the terrain that was in front of you that year. You know what I mean? It shouldn't mean that you automatically get put into a pantheon. You know what I mean? It shouldn't mean that. But for some reason, we think that, oh, well, the ring begins that discussion. And I'm more of the mindset of with Giannis, this is somewhere in the middle of, yeah, he did stay down so that he could reap the benefit of something like this happening, you know what I mean, with his organization. But also the injuries, we can't ignore the fact that the terrain was a bunch of anomalies happen. Yeah, injuries happen every year, but at the end of the day, if we look back at every single year, there have never been as many key 5-star players go down for the durations and for the time periods in the playoffs. That has happened this year. So that does add into where do we put Giannis in our projections? Where do we put that? But at the end of the day, how does that really matter? You know what I mean? Right now. So I see both sides. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. We got to hold that space for the celebration, but we also got to be, all right, where does this go?
Well, I love the point that you just made, right? Because it's like we're as a society, we're just in the moment society, right? Like, so the Bucks won a championship. Oh my God, they're the greatest team ever. Let's put them on the pantheon. Like, no, they are quote unquote the best team of 2020, 2021, based on the championship.
Correct.
Like, that's it. That's what it should be. In 20 years, we can sit back and say, okay, were they the best team of this decade or this era? Or were they really the best? Like, no. This year, they won the championship. They are the man. They win the title. So
Man,
we can sit here and we can dissect.
I'm
What do you
picking
mean?
a side.
They won a championship.
I'm picking a side. All right. Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. Giannis beat everybody he was supposed to beat, including KD one-on-one, when KD could have sealed the deal, but his foot is bigger than foot is bigger than he expected.
Yeah, they didn't play 1-on-1. So
I'm just saying he went 1-on-1 against them.
But you can't say that.
No,
yeah, my thing is.
What do you mean?
My thing is,
you can't say that.
He's a champion, and that's what he should be known as a champion.
Y'all did the same shit.
But I'm not.
Kawhi.
No,
yeah, but
I'm
I
just
can't.
saying,
but just like this chat, these people are all Giannis hero fans now. Yeah,
Giannis
these folks
did his thing,
was the
though.
same ones talking shit
Bruh,
a couple weeks ago.
Giannis did his thing. There's nothing that we could have asked Giannis to do more than what he did in this finals.
Correct.
Point blank period.
Exactly.
Correct.
So when I'm looking at him,
Correct.
and when I'm looking at the rest of the NBA landscape, right now I can't imagine 3 other players could do what he did in that finals run.
You can't. You cannot.
I can't. Outside of LeBron and KD, I can't see nobody else.
But let me ask you something. You think he could do it again?
I believe he can. He improves every year. Listen, he's only 26.
I hope so.
He's 26 and he just had a historic.
He's the best player in the league right now, man.
No.
I don't think he's the best player in the league right now. As far as just
who
right
better?
now, could he be? Could he be by next year? Could we be having a different conversation? If he continues this trend, if he takes what he did in this final, in this postseason, basically, and expands that to a full regular season where it's like it's no doubt like Giannis is on some different shit.
Why
Then
we
I'ma
go
shut
back-
up.
We
why-
can have
hold
this
on,
conversation.
Manny, why-
Now shut up.
Hold on, before we get to UQ, Manny, why are you talking about regular season? Well, that's what we always said. Like, we see what he do in the regular season. Let's see what he do in the postseason. He proved that in the postseason. Now we talking about going back to the regular
But
season.
it didn't
Talking about
prove
some.
he's the
Yeah,
best
good point.
player in the NBA,
Good point, Nick. I great point. Because the regular season still counts for something. Now, is it
okay.
the it does.
Hey, Q, what's up? What you got to say, man?
And let me get to these super chats real quick.
I want to hear that
Don't-
shit,
don't
Manny.
count the
I want to
regular
hear that
season.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit, Manny. Because we always talk about the regular season don't mean shit.
The regular season don't mean shit as far as like judging teams and judging performances per se.
Go ahead.
But as far,
Sean.
but you still got to count that
Then
shit.
what,
Like,
then,
what
then
do you-
where's,
all
then
right.
if regular means something, then what's Joker? He a fucking joke then, right? Because he got swept when he won an MVP.
No. Come on, man. So
I-
really,
I'd be-
so we're gonna
I'd be
sit here and say
forgetting
he's
he
not.
won. I'd be forgetting he
Come
won.
on.
that.
And let me get
Go
to
ahead,
these
Sean.
super chats
I don't
real
think he
quick.
ahead.
The first super chat we got of the day is from We Them Boys. Hey, we appreciate the love, man. We Them Boys, thank you for being here as always. We Them Boys said if KD foot wasn't on that line, the Bucks would have lost in Game 7. The Bucks had the greatest
Probably,
injury
most
luck
likely.
this NBA season. And I want to know, like I said, I'm proud of Giannis for the step he took because
Are you?
for sure.
If
Like I
Robert,
said,
if Robert Horry doesn't hit that 3 against the Kings, the Lakers don't go for a 3-peat.
but we saw a different.
Okay.
We saw a different Giannis in the finals even than we did that previous series. So I just want to see the next step for him too. So I'm not saying that he ain't got it. I
He
just wanna
don't
see
need
it.
no next step.
I'm excited to
He
see
don't
it.
need no next step.
I'm excited.
I feel like motherfuckers is acting like, I need to see him get mid-range game
You know
and
what
the
we
3-point
are?
shot for me to be like, he
You
the
know
best
what?
player.
Yes.
That's not what he needs.
You know what? To answer the question from the super chat, keep sending those in. I think we might be at the point. Not saying these players are in any of the same arena in terms of greatness, but we might be at where Steph was when he won his first MVP.
Yes.
We might be at that point where, all right, you know what, Steph is so great, but where did he can't get no better than this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then comes back the next year, adds a couple things. Bro, there's just like 2 or 3 tweaks Giannis has to make to his game. All he needs is maybe like a little 10-foot face-up bank shot, maybe like one little right shoulder, you know what I mean? Just drop step, just kill him every time. Add those 2 things into your game, get in with Kevin Garnett, and then we might have a whole different animal next year. I think that we have to hold space for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Q, I actually thought about that. I was like, man, I remember when Steph won, and they came back the next year and went 7-3-9.
Yeah.
Then proceeded to lose the finals. Then they had to go get KD. But nevertheless, we were like, oh, there has been this awakening in Steph, where now all of a sudden the Warriors believed and they fed into it, and they were wiping the floor with everybody. This could be the Bucks. We don't know that.
That championship do that,
or
man.
they could be the Miami Heat.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, they could be.
And
they
that's
could
the
be.
thing.
But I don't.
I think that at this level, when you get to the level that Giannis is at, you want to see him you hope for him to take that next step, because you want to see that next person. You want to see the opposite of LeBron. LeBron needs a guy, and KD, because he's been injured a lot, that was kind of his role. You want Giannis to step into that role now, so LeBron has a person that he's actually shooting for. So that's kind of why I go at Giannis. I want Giannis to continue to progress so he can become that dude. I want him to be.
He already that dude.
You know what, Nick?
Dude now.
You know what, Nick? Why I've been so complimentary? Because I listen on this show a couple weeks ago. I called him Mediterranean Tyrus Thomas. So I've been critical of Giannis too. But you know why I've been?
Hey, no,
all
them jokes that we had in the chat. I wish I would remember them.
That's my point. All these folks did though, man.
But I bashed him. But I'm man enough to sit here and say like, yo, he showed out. He showed me something. And you know why I'm praising him now? Because what conversation were we having on this show just a couple weeks ago, right? Ben Simmons. How he's been in the league 5-6 years, still doesn't even have a semblance of an offensive game. Doesn't even have a semblance of a jump shot. Giannis put in the work and got better as the season got along. He did all of the things. He checked all of the boxes that he needed to check. Now it's about doing it over a longer course of time, not just the postseason. Now it's like, okay, if Giannis comes in next year, wins another MVP, continues to expand his palette offensively, bro, the sky's the limit.
He don't need to do none of that. He don't need to do none of that extra shit.
You know what?
I completely forgot.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I was talking
the
about.
shit, man.
He
saying
called him Stromile Swift.
He called him Stromile Swift.
I did.
He had the audacity to chastise us.
He talked about, he talked about MJ right now. This nigga moonwalking like a motherfucker, bro.
But listen, what am I doing? I said I was
wrong.
Stromile
Swift.
I was wrong.
And he got on the Giannis shirt.
I was wrong.
Look, man. I think it all comes
We got a
down
super
to
chat from Big Ben. Big Ben, what's happening, man? Appreciate the love, man. Hey, we appreciate all the super chat love, man. Y'all keep it up, please. Everything helps us keep the channel rolling and do more. Big Ben said Ken and FIFA were not this critical of Kawhi and the Raptors. How is it any different? Because Kawhi has a bag. Raptors beat a Golden State team without KD and Clay.
Cam has been critical of Kawhi since he left the Spurs.
Hey, Ken was critical of him before. I don't know about that, Big Ben.
He called that nigga a leprechaun champion.
Yeah, he's always been a leprechaun champ. Matter of fact, if you don't call that critical, I don't know what it is, because Ken been killing Kawhi.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep, I have. And I said the same thing. Clay and KD got hurt. Yeah. I'm consistent.
Yeah.
I'm consistent.
Listen, man. Ken, Shelton, all of us are fathers, right? What do we teach our kids, man? Accountability, own up to your mistakes, Own up. When you wrong, you wrong. Admit it. That's part of it. It's a teaching. Life is about learning lessons, man.
Look at
I learned a lesson.
Look
I'm
how
like,
life
listen,
has humble Manny.
Hey, but it's funny
I was wrong.
it's
I
funny
can
how
admit that I was wrong.
He went from Stromile Swift to the greatest player in the game in 6 games.
Hey. When a nigga goes from defending Devin Booker on the weak side to blocking DeAndre Ayton, from an alley-oop from Drew Holiday, out of nowhere, from dropping 50 in a game 6. Hey, I can admit I was wrong. That's the Giannis I wanted to see.
Hey, that's greatness to me.
Hey,
Because,
see,
you know,
Styles, I'm
because-
not consistently wrong. I'm probably the most right person on this show.
That's what he said. That's what helped him sleep. That's what helped him sleep at night. We got another super chat.
We do got another super chat. We got one from my Siri just talking. We got another one from We Them Boys. We Them Boys, what's happening? We Them Boys said, Manny, this for Manny. Manny, who's the best player right now? No fence sitting. KD, Bron, or Giannis?
KD, Bron, or Giannis. Right now, if I had to choose best player, damn.
It's not hard.
It ain't hard at all. The G is silent.
Right now, I would say LeBron.
With a
man.
Laker hat on, I'm surprised.
Oh.
No, Ken, no, I'm a LeBron hater. So
Yeah,
don't go there with that. I
But
would
it's
say
easy to
right
say
now,
when he on
right,
your
if you-
squad.
if you-
It's a business
No,
deal.
listen, no, it's a business deal. You're right. But listen, if I'm a GM right now, and you ask me who's the best player, well, if you're a GM, you probably say Giannis. So I'll keep that point. But right now, for me, if I'm building a team, right now, I'm picking Giannis because he's got what, another 7 years, arguably 7-8 years of prime basketball in him. If I'm picking one series or one game, I'm gonna go with LeBron right now. Right now. The reason I didn't pick KD is because I don't think KD gives you what LeBron or even Giannis gives you on the defensive end.
Hold on.
That's the only reason why I didn't go with KD.
Marley Colbert said them Nigerians in Seattle got too many on the low.
Oh.
Oh man.
Nah, man. I mean, it's close, bro. Honestly, before this postseason, I don't even think I would have put Giannis in that discussion. I really wouldn't. I would have put him somewhere in the top 10, but I wouldn't have put him in, or even at least maybe even top 5. I don't think I would have put him in
Giannis
that
is top
discussion.
3. He's not 2, and he's not
Now,
3.
with this finals performance, and again, I'm not trying to be a prisoner of the moment. I'm not. I'm just saying, with this performance right now, I think it's an honest discussion. I think I would still go with LeBron right now, but it's close, bro. Honestly, you asked me this question to the super chat. If you ask me this question right now, or you ask me this question in a couple weeks, shit, I might just be convinced to just give you Giannis. That's how I feel about it.
All right, well, let's move on.
We got another super chat.
Yeah, we do. And it's KD, by the way, because when we know one game is online, we know what KD gonna do.
Yeah,
Offensively,
he gonna
yeah.
have his foot on the line. That's what it's gonna be.
KD scored 48 in that game. The next one is from the last Onyx. Last Onyx, appreciate you very, very much. He said, Connaughton is what Caruso should have been. That's pretty.
I see where you're going, but no. You don't think
What?
so? Not from
That's very well.
Caruso's better than Pat Connaughton.
Huh?
So how?
Connaughton
say
fell-
what?
Caruso's better than
Connaughton fell
Pat
off.
Connaughton.
Wait, whoa. Say what?
He kind of fell off in that.
Alex
finals.
Caruso's better than Pat Connaughton.
No, he did
He had a
not.
bad game 6.
No, he did not. Connaughton is the reason why they won this championship.
Absolutely.
One of
Really?
the top.
I was watching them games,
Pat
bro. He wasn't
Connaughton,
hitting like
Pat
he was
Connaughton,
in the series
Pat Connaughton
before.
is a high
Yeah,
level.
you said the
Pat
finals,
Connaughton
though.
is
Yeah,
a very.
Yeah,
before,
Connaughton was probably the 5th best player on this team.
Listen, there are a lot of similarities, not just because they're white, but there are a lot of
It
similarities.
starts there, though.
That being said, Alex Caruso is a better Pat Connaughton.
How so, man? That can't be true because Pat Connaughton hit open shots. He
I
was
think
busting
I
three
agree
in a
with
minute.
Manny. I think I agree with
Alex Caruso is way better defensively. Don't
Yeah.
even
Thank
argue
you.
it. He is.
I think I agree with Manny.
Alex
Wow.
Caruso is way better defensively. Alex Caruso can play both guard positions well, or at least serviceable. Connaughton can't do that.
No, bro.
Caruso's a playmaker. Like
Yeah, he is.
the only thing that
Pat
Connaughton,
Look,
the
Pat
only thing Connaughton has,
look.
the only thing Connaughton has over Caruso
Look.
is he's a better streaker.
Right, and
Look.
that's what LeBron asked LeBron who he'd have picked. out of the two.
Look,
Because I think he would have took Connaughton.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. LeBron, regardless of which player he would have played with, is irrelevant right now. He plays with Alex Caruso, and what Caruso is asked to do off of LeBron, what he's asked to do for the Lakers, being probably their secondary like defender for most, off the dribble guys, and for bigger body threes. He's way more valuable in the regular season. Pat Connaughton just had a great finals. And I mean like a great last 4 games. Not really a whole great finals, but the last 4 great games. Yeah. And I think that just kind of means that Pat Connaughton has to be consistent and show it again in the regular season. And then I might put him there. If he's able to catch and shoot and do all like what he was doing in the finals, regular season, and postseason again next year, I'm like, damn, I don't know. If
they're very similar.
Has that skill, yeah.
They're very similar.
They are similar, but
I've seen Caruso lock up though.
Here's the problem. The problem I have. The only problem I have with that is I think Caruso cost you some situations. He does some things that kind of mess the flow of the game up.
He was in that closing lineup with the Lakers in the championship last year.
I'm talking about
to
get you to that
quarter.
point when he's in the game, he's missing shots. There's turnovers. There's different things that he's
But how
doing.
how can you say that when he literally was on the floor in the last 5 minutes of each and every game during the stretch run last year?
Yeah, I think I'm with
it was Caruso and KCP.
Yeah, I think I'm with Manny and even though I give Alex Caruso shit, hold on.
And you should, because he turns the ball over. He shoots air balls off the side of the backboard. This is the same guy. That's what I saw.
But okay, you're
and to
you're
say
picking
he's on the floor,
little
that's because they don't have much else.
But stop that. They had Rondo last year, and Caruso played over Rondo.
Yeah, he was, and they're right. Like, Q, you're right. I'm actually being a prisoner of the moment because going into the finals, I actually thought Pat Connaughton would be their weak link with how horrible he played before they got to the finals. Against the Hawks, he was missing every damn thing. He was missing. Mm-hmm. So I was shocked that he kept hitting all of those shots. The real Pat Connaughton showed up in Game 6. That's the guy I remember. Caruso does play very, very key critical minutes. He's more athletic than Connaughton. He is a playmaker. Q's actually spot on about that, and he's on the floor. And
Caruso does the little. Caruso does the little things.
And also, guys, I want to be real with you. And also, Alex Caruso shoots higher percentage from 3 than Pat Connaughton.
Yeah, he takes much less shots.
I mean, he hits them.
At a higher clip.
This is probably the most analytical talk that these two players.
But this is real though, because this is what the conversation around Giannis needs to be around, is the fact that we're talking about in infrastructure when a guy gets a championship. We're not just talking about one singular story. We're talking about what is the coach, what was the decisions that led to this, and what was the play on the court from the auxiliary people, from who took a step up, who had out-of-body games, who had anomalous games, who had consistency. That's what needs to be weighed. And I think that the conversation around is Giannis the greatest player in the NBA, it detracts us so much from having other conversations that should allow us to make space.
Don't nobody give a fuck about Caruso and Pat Connaughton.
But the thing is, though, is that Connaughton getting those 3-point shots.
The question, nigga.
But you know what I'm saying? But Connaughton getting those 3-point shots adds into Giannis's playmaking. It adds into making a Drew Holiday a better player.
Winning championships. Role players are
so that's why they win the championship.
Winning championships. Like if you put Alex Caruso on this team, if you put Alex Caruso on the Bucks,
and they wouldn't be winning.
I think they still.
They be right at home with the Lakers. We got a super chat from Tracy G. Hey, Tracy G, appreciate you as always. She said Giannis is the best player in the NBA, second to Dame. And she laughed at that. She said, but real talk, how did Green get a coaching job before Mark Jackson? He is truly blackballed.
Mark Jackson is not getting another job. It's not.
He understands the landscape. He cool on that shit.
Mark yelled at
and if you read between the lines, Mark did some shit too to kind of get him.
Mark yelled at them folk. Just know that Mark was screaming at them folk, and you can't talk to certain people in this world a certain way. So
especially at that high level.
No.
That's all I gotta say.
Manny, I got a question for you, and then we'll pass it around to the whole crew. CP3. I see people in the chat.
Hold on. Before you go to that, you know why I don't fuck with Mark Jackson as a coach, or just in general? Because Mark Jackson, when that whole Donald Sterling shit was popping off, Donald Sterling, he was all, he cried on the set, cried on the air. Oh my God, this is terrible. Come to find out, Mark Jackson was trying to fucking get Vinny Del Negro out of there so that he could get that job. I remember that very. Oh no, it wasn't Vinny Del Negro. It was
I ain't got no problem with that. Shit, you over here talking about like.
But you sit here talking about this man being a racist, and then you was willing to take his money like 2 seconds ago.
Shit, hey man, we all taking somebody racist money.
Man.
Just facts.
Well, if you talk about it like that, then shit, I ain't got nothing else to say. You're right about that.
I want to get your thoughts on CP3, cause hey, Q asked this question. Is he gonna be a Laker or he gonna run it back with the Suns?
Man, that nigga's not gonna be a Laker, man. First of all, you ever notice? You notice outside of Dwayne Wade, none of them banana boat niggas been on LeBron's team.
That's because he ain't asked for him yet.
Nah, there's a reason for that.
There's
a reason for that.
When the king sends for you, you have to come. But he didn't do that for Melo and them.
Oh, okay.
Melo, he had to
Don't
get his weight
disrespect
down.
Melo like that, Q.
Melo was out of the league for 2 years, and
because he had to get on that vegan diet. Yeah, LeBron gave him a vegan diet.
You tell me LeBron couldn't put no strings to get Melo back in the league?
He actually did help Melo get back in the league.
After 2 years?
Yeah.
He got him back in.
It wasn't 2 years. It was a year and some change. That was it.
Hey, man, the king worked in mysterious ways, man.
Going back to Chris Paul, man. I know there's been a lot of rumors and scutterbug about, Chris Paul joining the Lakers. I just don't see it. As a fan, I don't want to see it happen just because, listen, I have my issues with Chris Paul, but I'll be the first to admit Chris Paul is a hell of a player. He's a hell of a point guard. That being said, he's 36 and is injury prone. And he was injury prone at 26. So I damn sure don't want this nigga at 36, 37. I just don't. Man. I think there's better use of our resources than getting a Chris Paul, even at this advanced age. And I know that he would probably play a different role in the Lakers than he would on the Suns. LeBron will be primary ball handler, and Chris Paul could kind of just be a playmaker of sorts. So I get that it wouldn't be a lot asked of him on the Lakers. But that being said, I don't want to see it happen as a fan. I think. Honestly, if gun to my head, if it was up to Chris Paul or Dennis Schroeder, I would just sign Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, Manny a hater, bro.
Wow.
Hey, I'm only laughing because Manny trying to be PC right now. He trying to give Chris Paul like, oh yeah, he a good player. In the chat, hey, Manny ain't got no love for Chris Paul. He be talking hella shit.
Nah, you want me to take the PC?
Take the PC. This dead ass sports. No politics, no BS.
Listen, right. Nah, man, I don't want that loser on my team, man. I don't want that loser on my team, bro. He's a loser. He's a loser, bro. Wow. He's a loser, man. Losing follows Chris Paul everywhere he goes, man. Everywhere he goes. All I hear is this man is the greatest leader in NBA history. Oh, he's the greatest leader of this. He's the greatest leader of that. Until this year, he had yet to get to a final. Until 2 years ago, he had yet to get to a conference final. And mind you, this is a man that has played with a lot of talent. David West, in a prime David West in New Orleans. He played with the Lob City.
Prime David
Blake
West.
Griffin, when Blake Griffin had cartilages in his knee. DeAndre Jordan, like Doc Rivers. Those Clippers teams should have got to a final. Before Golden State ascended, those Clippers teams should have got to a final. What?
That's cap.
What's that, Q?
That's cap.
Like we just look. We not doing this tonight, but
Okay,
bro. Come on, bro. CP, bro.
He's a loser. He's a loser.
Bro. CP over Schroeder is just that's
bro.
flagrant, bro. That's so flagrant,
Listen,
bro.
As a player, no. Chris Paul is a better player than Dennis Schroeder. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is right now, if I am Rob Pelinka, to me, why would I go invest 2 years, $40 million on Chris Paul? It's just a bad
y'all ain't got no trade chips
right now.
Maybe I don't have no trade chips. I think that could be.
We don't have no trade chips. But that's a desperation move to me, in my opinion.
So here's where I'm thinking. Let me give you an analogy, man. Lakers fans, y'all are like the bankers in The Dark Knight Rises when Bane comes and put his hand on the shoulder and he asks him, do you think you're in charge? How in charge do you feel? And I think that's Lakers fans, because y'all might have gotten that bubble and twisted, but just understand that y'all are in desperation time.
No, we're not.
Hey,
Yes,
you
y'all
trying
are.
to preach on a Thursday?
Like, bro, like y'all are in desperation time.
How are we in desperation?
AD's Achilles are on toothpicks.
Can we get this
LeBron
this
is 37.
narrative out of here that the Lakers? I've been hearing this a lot.
Who's your third
thing.
option?
Y'all trigger me on
Kyle
this shit.
Kuzma?
All I heard, right, for the last couple months, people dogging the Lakers. Oh, they're in desperation mode. The Lakers probably got one more year. First of all, we won a championship last year. Whether it was in a bubble, whether it was in a glass house, I don't give a fuck. We won a championship. Then this year, we had the best record through 35 games. We had the best record in the league. Then what happened? LeBron or AD gets hurt, then LeBron gets hurt. Then it was a tale of two seasons, like I said. Then everybody gets healthy. The Lakers were still a prohibitive favorite to get to a Western, to at least to a final. Like, y'all act like the Lakers are basically hanging on by dear life.
No.
My God,
Look,
the Lakers better play their cards right.
But y'all aren't the Lakers, Manny.
Like,
y'all not the Lakers. Y'all aren't the Lakers, Manny. Y'all LeBron's team now. You don't get this. Y'all don't get this. Y'all not the Lakers. Y'all are LeBron's team. So y'all are in desperation. Y'all LeBron trying to get 6. He ain't playing with y'all. So what do you think this means? Oh, Montrezl Harrell gonna be on the team and run it back?
Listen,
are you crazy?
Genie is not allowing that.
Bro, they are about to call Chris. Hey, yo, Chris.
Genie is not allowing
That's
that.
Gonna be key, bro.
Genie is running the franchise with an iron fist, my nigga. Like, yo, we not signing the franchise over. We're not Dan Gilbert.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not Mickey Arison in Miami.
All right.
Bro.
Until
like,
Clutch Mafia pull up in that motherfucker, and then everything else is on shut down. That's what happened.
Tell this nigga to worry about Adele and leave my fucking franchise alone. Right?
Now.
You might set fire to y'all.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
But going back to Chris Paul, I still gotta fire off bullets on Chris Paul.
Go ahead.
Like, yo, I don't want this nigga on my team, bro. Like, this is with all due respect, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, stop. Matter of fact, don't send me nothing comprising of Chris Paul going to the Lakers. I don't want this dude on the Lakers, man. I don't. He's a loser.
All right.
And he's injury prone.
So is AD.
Thank you.
AD got a title.
Bro, and when did that? And you know what? Since you want to, this is where I'm trying to tell y'all. This is the reason why I asked the question, Nick, is because Lakers fans are on the Titanic and they still playing that motherfucking music, and y'all need to listen. It's coming to an end, because if you don't play this right, these next 2 years could be very ugly. These next, like we talking about all these players that it's gonna take about 1.5 years next year for everything to round back into form for guys to get their conditioning back from the bubble and from the the rush season and whatnot. The Lakers are in a very tender position where LeBron could be out again for extended periods of time next year.
That you're right about.
Older, AD is been injury prone his whole career, and Achilles and knee issues are not going to get better as he gets older. So what do you need? You might need a guy who can run a little good of pick and roll with one of the best pick and roll bigs in the NBA. I think that's what they're going to do.
You're not wrong, but the issue is your solution to the problem is getting another problem.
No, that's not my solution. I just think that if it comes down to it, look, if they can get Brogdon, obviously, if they can get guys like that, of course they'll go that route for younger, more stable in health and whatnot. But if it comes down to, no one wants to take on this package from Harold, Kuzma, and blah, blah, blah for this guy. No one wants to take on this package of Gasol, this guy, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Then it comes down to, do we want to sign CP or do we want to sign Dennis Schroeder? And if Schroeder is in conflict with LeBron and his mission, he's out of there. So it's gonna come down to CP and everyone else, in my opinion. Schroeder's already gone, in my opinion.
He probably is gone. I'm just saying, listen, and I'm not saying that again. I'm not saying Chris Paul is better or Dennis Schroeder is better than Chris Paul. I'm not saying that. That's just ridiculous. I know that. What I'm saying is to sign a 36-year-old, soon to be 37-year-old, to a 2-year whatever, because Chris Paul is not coming to the Lakers on a vet minimum. He's not.
No, he's not. Yeah.
He's getting somewhat of a bag. If he's coming to the Lakers, to me, that's a bad allocation of funds. That's just all I'm saying. To me, if you're going to give him 2 years, $40 million, You might as well just sign Shooter for the 4 to 8.
What'd you say, Kiz?
They're gonna try to
Shooter's
figure it out.
Shooter's not getting $100 million. I'll say that.
Didn't Dennis Schroeder have a 0-point game in the playoffs?
Something like that. Yeah.
He put the bench.
He did.
I know.
He did. Shooter,
I know. It's less than one.
For the bench.
Now, if we're going the Q route where you have to analyze the entire package, not just live in the moment or analyze just pockets of game.
Well, we saw the moment.
Dennis
we saw
Schroeder,
the whole moment.
if we being real, Dennis Schroeder had a hell of a year for the Lakers before the second
regular
COVID
season.
You're right. Before the second COVID stoppage issue, whatever, he was having a hell of a season. He went out with COVID again, and then I think that in an excuse for him, I think
so
that
you want Russell Westbrook?
How the heck?
Fuck no. No.
Exactly.
No.
So what's going to come down to? What's going to come down to Russell, CP? The Lakers cannot stay stagnant. They can't run this back.
He just hates
Honestly, if it comes to the move I want is either obviously making Dame Lillard or getting Dame Lillard or getting a Bradley Beal type. If you can't get that move, if you can't make a move like that, honestly, and I may be in the minority as a Laker fan, I feel like we should run it back. I don't.
Yeah, that's a fairy tale.
I don't.
Listen.
Why
let
is that
me
a fairy
tell y'all
tale?
right now.
LeBron ain't running it back.
I want to tell y'all. No, Dennis Schroeder. He already pushed the button. Dennis is ejected. All right.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying. But Ken, listen to me. Why is that a fairy tale?
I don't want to listen to you anymore because you're lying. I'm calling you a liar right now. If CP3 came to that goddamn team or Russell Westbrook, your ass would go get a damn jersey.
I would not.
You had
know
the
me
same damn stance that he had when LeBron. This man hates LeBron.
Nigga.
If CP3 came to that team or Westbrook, he'll be saying the same shit.
Would I
support
them? Well, listen. Listen. Would I support them because they wear the Lakers jersey? Yes, of course. I'm not sitting there during a Laker game. Yeah, I hope LeBron missed that free throw, fucking bastard. No, of course not. I'm rooting for him to make shots. Now, does that mean that I'm a fan of his? Does that mean that I'm like, yeah, LeBron, do your thing? No, of course not.
It's the same. You just said the same shit, man.
No,
how you root for him, but you're not a fan?
Not like that off the court. I mean, like in the game when he's wearing our jersey, I'm the biggest LeBron fan. Do your thing, LeBron. Now, does that mean I'm donating to the Promise School? Does that mean that I'm sitting there just completely putting it? Nah. Does that mean that I'm supportive of everything LeBron does? No, I'm not.
Did you like Space Jam too?
He did.
Bro, I'll say this. When it comes to CP, I think that he would help the Lakers tremendously. I think that guys like Russell Westbrook would be a harder 100%. Fit. It would be a harder fit. It could work maybe if they run pick and roll and Russ can slow it down a little bit. Give
Who
LeBron
would you rather
maybe
have
a little bit.
between the two?
Between the three.
Are you talking about? All right, so if we're saying
CP or Russ.
CP or Russ.
Well, CP, Russ, or
Dame.
Schrader.
Schroeder's gone, man.
Give a fuck about Schroeder.
I'm saying because Manny said he would have keep him.
Don't listen to Manny. Schroeder's gone.
Listen to Manny.
CP or Russ, I think that
I agree. Schroeder is gone. Schroeder is gone. I'm just saying, if you ask me right now, who am I choosing, Schroeder or Russell Westbrook?
We ain't talking to you no more.
I'm thinking Schroeder.
We're talking to Q right now.
What you say, Q?
I think I say, just for basketball fit and just the way I think the pick and roll would look, CP3. Just because I think LeBron wants to do it one time, having all of his road dogs with him, like that would be cool. Here. Like, you know what I mean? Just to see. I mean, Manny, you don't understand. It's not the Lakers no more. It's LeBron. Like,
I'll say this.
Understand
I think Russ will be a better fit.
No, bro.
I think Russ will be a better fit because
Russell Westbrook? Oh, God, no.
This is me saying
another loser.
Just because of the fact that CP3 is 36 and deteriorating. We saw what he had, bruh. For me, when you go up 2-0 in the NBA Finals, you supposed to seal that. If you're supposed to be the point guard, quote unquote, you got to seal that.
Did Dirk Nowitzki?
What? Did Dirk?
Ooh,
did he seal
D-Wade put it on him though.
He ain't seal his 2-0 lead. No, he didn't. He didn't. No, but no one said that Dirk was the point. The forward guard or whatever he was. No one said that he was top 5 at his position at the time.
And here's my stance.
They were trying to push that though.
To me, it's just like if you the floor general, like Manny said, he the floor general that everybody says.
I think it just shows that great players can blow 2-0 leads.
They sure can. That's the thing. My thing is,
so we gonna give him a pass for that shit?
No. He didn't get a pass.
Giannis blew a 2-0 lead to the Raptors,
and we killed him. So we ain't doing that for CP?
No, he deserves slander for his finals.
I ain't hearing none. I'm only hearing from Manny.
No, he got slandered.
From y'all. What y'all say?
What was I saying the night of? Didn't I say this man has blown more 2-0 leads than whatever?
Yeah, they put him on dot level.
We said he mentally wasn't in the game.
So why is it the pushback when I say I think Westbrook, who still averages a triple-double, something that he basically affects, to me, Westbrook affects
He's
the game
not a good fit. That's what I'm saying.
CP's size, man.
Youth and usage rate.
And that's going to be the problem.
Yeah, because Russ needs the ball. LeBron needs the ball. Chris can play off the ball because Chris can shoot.
But LeBron has shown that he don't always, at this stage of his career, he doesn't want to always have the ball in his hand. He wants other players to help him out.
But I do got a question because he called CP3 a loser. Is Allen Iverson a loser?
Damn.
Really? Really? That's you fucking you really. Come on, Ken. Come on, Ken. Like
I'm asking.
I feel like
that's sacrilege. That's sacrilege.
Is he a loser? Yes or no?
That's sacrilege.
I almost called it hernia.
Allen Iverson took Tyrone Hill and Aaron McKee to a final.
And he won one game
against a legendary Laker team.
The biggest force.
He's not a loser to me, but I think when Chris
Paul couldn't beat Russell Westbrook and James Harden on the Rockets.
Bro, he's OKC though. That was the AC. Damn, man.
No, I'm talking about last year.
Like when you start, like
nigga, that was like the team that had like the odds for
Allen
being like the number one
playoff
pick.
record is 30-41.
Listen,
AI
had his issues.
Look, bro, we need some
AI had his issues. AI had his issues, but a loser, no.
Okay.
No.
That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
Look,
no.
Bro.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Bro.
Don't do that, Ken. Don't do that.
Look, man, the Lakers window is what I'm trying to really discuss because I think we're underestimating this time sensitivity of what they're trying to do. I think they know that they have to rehab AD, obviously. This is very obvious. But it's how long can we get this window to stay open so we can bring in either another star when LeBron is on the decline completely, but also you're also tasked with that other side of we have to be able to maximize the last 2-3 years if we have that of LeBron, and that means that we have a certain amount of time. But with the roster that you all have, I don't see many teams being eager unless you bring in a third team. You see what I'm saying?
This is why I was adverse on trading the young core. Like, if you look at that young core, look at what they all became. Like, it was only a matter of time before those guys exploded. Ken will know. We did this show, 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of LeBron signing with the Lakers. Obviously, I know it's LeBron. Obviously, we would have got a championship. We did last year. 9 times out of 10, you ask any GM, any coach, you take a championship or you take long-term success. You take that championship because you are written in the history books. Sustainability long-term as a franchise, it's a problem because LeBron at that point, he was 34, something like that. Like, you're investing 4 years in a guy who at the end of that contract is going to be 38, playing 21 seasons in the league, something like that. Like, that's a lot to ask for. So I get what you're saying. Like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Lakers are in a great position for the next 5 years. But I'm also not going to sit here and tell you, like, Cowherd and some of these other people, oh, yeah, the Lakers are done. They should just blow it up. Like, come on. Like, LeBron can come back. But I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm saying I'm not going to sit here and say, the Lakers have no chance next year. AD can come back and have the best year of his life. LeBron can come back rejuvenated after the Space Jam break and come back rejuvenated.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having a different conversation.
All right. So 2 out of the 3 years, LeBron James has gotten hurt on this Lakers squad, right?
Facts.
And then the 1 year that he wins the championship, not to be Skip Bayless, but he does get that nice little sabbatical right in the middle of the season to where he can retrain, rehab, prehab, whatever he has to do, and then head into a bubble and go full scale assault. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I ain't gonna go too far. So Sheldon, you can go ahead.
I'm gonna get to these super chats. I was keeping up this time, y'all. So we're gonna try to get through these. Drink more water. Appreciate you. Drink more water. Drink more water. Said can't see CP3 leaving 44 mil and Monty Williams. It'll be tough, but
Yeah,
Drink. I could see that, man, because man to man, he was there at the beginning of his career, Monty and CP, and he's here at the end now. And I think that when you've grown as a man, you watch, a kid grow into a man, like you're almost like his father at that point, almost, and that's what their, bond looks like, and they talk about it, and it's very deep. And I think that they would have a heart-to-heart conversation of, look, Book is gonna get his one day. Aiden, he's gonna keep getting better. And it comes down to, do you want to stay here with us and put it on the line again for another 1 or 2 years and just ride it out into the sunset? Or do you want to go with one of your best friends and be guaranteed to make it past the first round, past the second round, probably, if everything falls into place? I think it comes down to that.
The other thing about it too, from the player perspective, if you're CP3, because everybody brings up obviously 2 years, 40 million, 2 years, whatever, right? If I'm CP3, that's why sometimes I don't understand these players, right? I get the motivation of money. I get everybody wants to be paid for what they do. Everybody wants to pay their worth or whatever. But if I'm CP3, I'm like, yo, I'm still getting this State Farm bag every year. Checks clear every year. They're lovely. I think CP3's made over like $200-300 million in his career. CP3 is good. If I'm CP3, I'm somewhere that I'm wanted. I'm lionized now because you basically changed the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going somewhere? Okay, you may make an extra $10 million. Stay in Phoenix, take a cut. I'm not saying take the veteran minimum. Take a pay cut, stay there for 2 years, say, yo, I'm gonna take less money so we can sprinkle some money here. We need shooters. We can sprinkle some money here. We need another guy off the bench. And just do that. That's why it annoys me when these players, it's like, yo, we live in a salary cap league. We can sit here and talk about monetizing and commodities and all that, everything that Q talks about that he's right on. But at the end of the day, the reality is we live in a salary cap league. You have to work within the margins that you are constrained.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why go somewhere and take? I'm gonna leave the Lakers because I can't stomach CP3 going to the Lakers. But whatever. Say Dallas. Oh, you're gonna take 2 years, 40 million, and go play?
Oh no,
Dallas?
absolutely not. It's either Phoenix or LA,
For what?
in my opinion.
no, he'll
For what?
I think, like I said, it's either gonna be, in my opinion, it will be just the Lakers or Phoenix.
Yeah, it's those two.
Yeah, that's it.
He's gonna choose the Lakers.
Yeah, and he's gonna choose the Lakers.
He's gonna choose the Lakers just for the fact that, again, it's Bron. Again, it's the best way he can get back to the finals without anybody.
It's LA.
Shit.
Correct.
And it ain't really. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's more so about the opportunity. He just so happens.
And he
to get
is a
money with the
perfect
Lakers.
fit.
Right. That to me that's what I would see playing out. I don't see it really no other way.
And when all three of these niggas on injured reserve in January, remember this conversation.
I mean, I would rather blow my clip with everything possible and it jam on me than go into, nothing with it. Go into battle with nothing and be like, oh well, let's just see. Fuck no, I ain't gonna see.
If Brogdon or Chris Paul available right now, would you take Brogdon right now?
If Brogdon or Chris Paul is available, I'd probably
50, 40, 90?
Yeah, I'd probably take Brogdon if he's available and you can swing it, and then I can fill out my roster differently. I'm not like some
Kyle
CP.
Lowry might go to the Lakers too.
Lowry as a sign and trade, I don't see that happening. They don't really have the assets.
I saw
for that.
Brogdon on the Pacers in the playoffs, and it wasn't pretty.
I'm not keen on Kyle Lowry. Brogdon will be interesting because I think he's one of those type of players that, similar to like a Drew Holiday. I'm not saying he's Drew, but he brings so much on the defensive and offensive side. He's a two-way player. I think it would be intriguing to have him on the Lakers.
He also stay hurt too. So we gotta.
But Brogdon on the Pacers is the second best player. On the Lakers, he's what?
Yeah.
Third, fourth, maybe.
And will be trash.
Yeah, but the thing is also the CP can on the Lakers when he's on the Lakers. He would share responsibilities of, when that happens. It's fun.
No, I'm not. And listen,
he
I'm
shared
not going to be a hypocrite,
responsibilities with Brian.
Q, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. If CP3 was 29,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
what else
I
we
might
got?
even-
They said in the
might
chat
even be
too.
like, fuck it.
Brogdon is injury prone as well.
That's what I'm
Super chat.
saying.
That's
Oh,
true.
we got another super chat from Connor Pearson Ward. Connor, we appreciate you every show, man. Thank
Connor,
you
what
for
up?
being here.
Salute.
Thoughts on the rumors that the Lakers are potentially signing and trading Schroeder, Kuzma, and Horton Tucker for Russell Westbrook?
That's a terrible deal.
I don't think that's
An awful deal.
I don't think that's accurate. I think that's just
Yeah.
some. But the thing is, though, is that they would most likely, if they're gonna do any type of package, it would most likely be like a Harrell and then like a Schroeder for
Well, Harrell has a player option. His second year is a
He has
player
second,
option.
Oh yeah, he's a second year option.
Yeah. So Harrell
So
could
you probably
decline
do
that
have to
player
run
option.
a package like that. You know what I mean? You probably do have to run that package for a better caliber guy. You do that for Brogdon. You do that for, you know what I mean, those type of players. You don't do it for Russell Westbrook. You trying to really, you know, deepen your roster if you're unloading that much. It's gotta be for either a perennial go for it guy, and that's CP to me.
I would make that trade if it's Bradley Beal, not Russell Westbrook.
Shit, and the Wizards would have to be drunk. You know what I mean? To be like, oh yeah, let's just unload the best scorer, one of the best scorers in the NBA for give me Kyle Kuzma. You know what I mean? Not to disrespect, but
Yeah,
it's like no one's doing that.
Obviously, that wouldn't be the trade package, but I'm just saying a deal like that, I would do it for Bradley Beal, not Russell Westbrook at this stage in his career.
If that's all they want, I would do the deal. I mean, you would hate to give up THT, but you know he's still young, but he showed flashes enough to make a team want him. So I think it's
And that's why I disagree with Manny on the point of you know, the young talent. You know what I mean? I get that fans want to home grow their goods. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to, you know what I'm saying, eat from the same garden that they growing. But the thing is, though, is that it's LeBron, man. It's a ring. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of GMs, well, most of them, if not all of them, would say, yeah, you know what? Love these young pups, but when they grow into full-grown dogs, LeBron gonna be gone anyway. So might as well maximize my window here. And the Lakers were in that mode where they were reeling from Kobe, they were reeling from the signing. You remember, dude? They signed
Mozgov and
like Luol Deng, like Deng, still paying him to this day. So it's like that has to be looked at when trying to maximize these last 2 years of LeBron now. Every move matters. So that's why you're prompted by this roster to make something happen this summer. You got to make it happen. Can't just sit on Schroeder and Pau Gasol's brother coming in on his last leg to play some defense against 36-year-old CP who you think can't play, but beat that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying you don't think he can't play, but
AQ, to switch topics a little bit, and it's a question that you brought up that I really found interesting now that Giannis has won his title. He finally got that, you know, we can't say monkey off his back. We a black pocket. We can't say that, can we?
yeah.
But he got that shit off his shoulder.
Got that cracker off his back.
Yeah, he got that shit off his shoulder. You asked, like, who is the next superstar? Who is the next player that now has to be the one that kind of has, like, needs the title to justify their legacy or to build on the legacy? Who would y'all say? I think you put Harden, Luka.
It's Harden.
Harden.
It's Harden.
You can
Yeah.
stop
To me,
Harden.
I say it's Embiid now.
You said
I
it's
say it's
Embiid?
Embiid.
Oh yeah,
I say
would
it's
throw
Embiid
him in there
for
too.
me.
Yeah.
I think it's Embiid for me personally.
It would be Harden for me because he's been around.
My bad, I missed the
longer.
question. What was the question, real quick?
Which
Who's the
NBA
next
player has to
superstar
have the ring?
that needs to win a title to justify their legacy?
Oh, that has to get the. Oh, okay. Damn.
Harden then Embiid for me, and I think Joker.
I got him,
I
Marty.
think.
I'm coming.
I think right now Harden. I think he all the accolades, all the scoring titles, the MVP, all that. I think it has to be not validated, but I think you have to at least see like, yo, this is a guy that can win a championship, and his style of play can win a championship.
Is it crazy that I think?
And beat it.
Is it crazy that I think it's Dame?
I was gonna say Dame, but I think if Dame stays in Portland, that will give him cover.
That gives him cover.
Yeah.
Will it give him cover or will give him?
Absolutely.
Or people
Yes,
will
it
be
does.
like,
If Dame go to Philly, then it's definitely Dame and Embiid.
Yeah,
they are on
right.
they on the clock.
So it's saying if Dame leaves anywhere else, he got to win a title.
Yes.
If Dame
He got
leaves,
to.
yes.
If he leaves,
Yes.
he has to leave for a
Yeah.
title. That's
It would be Harden, Dame, and I would say Embiid right now. Those are the three that would definitely have to win a championship for legacy purposes.
Mine is
if you
just
want to play the legacy game.
Mine is Harden, Embiid, and then, like you said, Joker, I think. And like I said, the only reason I say that is because I feel like Dame is carried this team. That is great for his legacy. He's pushed them further than they would have went without him. And if he leaves now, like I said, if he leaves, he better leave for a championship, and that's it.
Can we have a discussion on Dame real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, hold on. How many more super chats?
We
go
got
ahead.
a few more super chats.
How many super chats?
Oh, we got hella
go
super
through
chats.
go through the super chats.
Remember that though, man.
Cool.
We'll come back to that. Drink More Water said thoughts on Oklahoma and Texas reaching out to the SEC about joining the conference.
In 10 years, you will not have conferences or this conferences as you know will not exist. You will have just
I think that's what we're getting
super
to.
conferences.
Yeah,
I get you. We're just gonna have like, what do they call it?
You're
All
gonna
of
have
us
an
gonna be
East conference and a Western conference.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're gonna have.
Yeah,
That's where it's going.
That's what the playoff is setting up for. That's
Correct.
all it is.
the landscape of college
That's
sports
basically
is
what it
about
is.
to completely change anyway. So it's a whole nother situation.
There's gonna be commerce.
College football / college basketball will be your fifth major sport.
It's gonna.
By the end of the decade. I mean, it's
be
already
issue of
there.
commerce.
It's already there, but it'll officially be your fifth major pro sport. Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a professional sport.
And I
It
tell
might as
you
well
what,
be. It's always been.
I tell you what's crazy though. Them SEC teams saying, "Be careful what you wish for. You don't want to come over here."
No, I think Texas. Now, honestly, another vein of that, I think Oklahoma and Texas are making a mistake, man, because Oklahoma and Texas benefit from being the big fish in a small pond. And when
Yeah.
you go to the SEC and you're now competing with the Alabamas and the LSUs of the
Correct.
world, that's what hurt my squad, Nebraska. You go into the Big Ten, Nebraska's no longer the big fish in a small pond. Now you're in a pond with Ohio State, Michigan,
Right.
Michigan State. You're competing for that same talent. You're competing for the same TV dollars. It's different. So it's a gift and a curse. You get the bag, but on the field, you might suffer.
Yep.
Especially Texas. Oklahoma will be all right with Lincoln Riley. As long as Lincoln Riley's in tow, it'll be all right. Texas, that may not be a good move for
Texas
Texas.
fell off heavy. That's crazy.
Well, they got
I feel like they would be
they got
better.
a new coach
I feel like
this
they
year.
would be better off. I feel like they would be better off going to the Pac-12 than the SEC. That's just me personally.
We got another super chat from Marty McFly. Marty said, "Y'all doing a Dead End Sports Fantasy League this year with the chat?"
We may do it.
Yeah, it's been discussed. I think B said he will be on board.
Yeah, B and I have actually been talking about it. So if y'all want to get your ass whooped, just say the word.
I'm down. I suck, but I'm down.
You already know I'm gonna get the title, so it don't even matter.
Come on,
They just
bro.
be talking shit.
The next super chat came from Tracy. So y'all be looking out for that, and make sure you send comments on that and Reddit and everywhere else you can.
We'll talk about it more like mid-August.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy G, appreciate you again. Tracy G with the love. No Russell and no Chris Paul or Dame to the Lakers. LeBron better off waiting for his son, which is what he's gonna do.
He may.
That's one. That's one of them ones.
I think
Bronny
that's what he waiting on.
gonna end up on the Cavs, and LeBron gonna sign a 1-year deal with the Cavs
He
to
is.
close out his career.
That's how it's gonna go down.
Just as they gonna script it.
Drink More Water with the super chat. Drink More Water said CP3 can't be the best or second option on a championship team anymore, which is why he would be a great fit with the Lakers.
Yeah,
I agree.
he would.
That's
He
what I
would.
think. I think he'd be great with the Lakers. Like we said, we can't forget that this man just led this team to the NBA Finals. I mean, he played trash in the games that mattered the most. 3, 4, 5, 6, but the man got them there. So
Did he lead them?
I
Did
think
he lead them?
Yeah. Come on, man.
Keep
Come on,
going.
keep
Keep
going.
going. Keep going.
Next one.
Did he let them? Did he let them?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
Definitely.
Timbo.
Was
Shout
he
out
a-
to Timbo? I didn't know
was
you
he-
listened to that show.
was-
Damn.
Yes, he
Was
led
he
them.
the-
I don't know if you remember, but everybody was saying he was an MVP candidate.
Man, next super chat.
Was he the co-star? Or was he a star? Was he Ethan Hawke or was he Denzel?
He was
not
the
the-
MVP candidate.
He was the
saying.
guy.
He was
he was that guy.
I'm asking.
he was the next
Just
super
asking.
chat. He was the
Yeah.
next
Just
super
asking.
chat.
We got
Just ask him.
we got another super chat from Drink More Water. Drink More Water. We appreciate you as always. Reports came out that Dennis Schroeder and Kyle Kuzma feuded throughout the season, with things going south throughout the Suns series.
Wow, I can see that.
Yeah, because
That's an
Schroeder
irrelevant.
was
This is
yeah.
irrelevant.
because Schroeder was blowing
Nah,
layups.
but
Schroeder
that's
was
real,
blowing
though.
layups.
They must have
But
been feuding as to who's gonna score the
but
least
if
points.
but if you Kyle
Dennis
Kuzma,
won that
you ain't
one.
in no
Yeah.
position to you ain't in no position to really be feuding with anybody.
They
when
must
you're
have
standing with the
fighting that
organization.
game
I
when
don't
they
know,
went
man.
0 for 15 together. I
Yeah,
remember that game.
Yeah, that kind of explains some stuff. I mean, you know, if you're not together, everybody know this, then it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
I think what upset that locker room was the Drummond move. Personally,
Nah.
I do. I think Marcus Gasol got pissed off,
Yes.
and you literally had people asking questions about who should be the starting center. Should it be
Kuzma.
Gasol or should it be Drummond? And Kuzma interjected himself into that discussion. I feel like that's what really threw everything up. To this day, I said the Lakers should have not gotten Andre Drummond. He played well for us, but I feel like the damage was going to do more in
Y'all
the
have a
locker
bunch
room
of
than
me
it was-
guys, bro. Y'all have a bunch of me guys in that locker room. You
They
know,
did.
like
They did
Drummond-
because Kuzma was saying earlier in
That-
the year, he kept saying, I don't even know what my role is on this team. So it was happening before Drummond got there. You were seeing this kind of wishy-washy
Kuzma don't
type
know
stuff for
really
the
a
players.
lot when it come to his role in the last 3 years. He been saying the same thing. I'm just trying to.
Kuzma should have been traded.
Yes,
Let's
he
be
should
real.
have been-
Kuzma should have been
he should have
traded.
been traded.
He should have been traded in the Pelican deal.
Hey, Noah, I don't
I
know if we're
said
doing
this-
a fantasy show this year. Was that all of them?
No. We got another.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
We got a super chat. This from my brother, man. What's up, man? Sarah Jones. He say, what do you think? What do y'all think about Mikey Williams, the high school star, getting an estimated $1 million NIL deal with Excel as a
Get
high
your
school
bag,
junior?
young man.
We're gonna do a whole show on
Get
this.
your bag.
Yeah,
young man.
thank you,
Get
Q.
your
I was
bag, young
thinking
man.
the same thing. We got to do a whole show to cover that. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah,
though?
for sure.
because it's the implications.
Get your bag.
Of it.
Hey, but let me
Get
ask
your
y'all.
bag, man.
Let me ask y'all something on that. Are y'all afraid of that though? I agree.
And
I
go
agree
to
you
Duke.
should get it.
And go to Duke.
Look. If we're gonna talk about this, I think that number one, we are gonna do a full show that goes more in depth and breaks down young black men, young black boys becoming millionaires before they become quote unquote professionals. That matters to our community, and that matters to the future of our people. But it also matters in the present of how do we manage this influx of money coming into kids, like I've been saying for the years now on the show, where you have kids who have 5 million followers, 3 million followers, 2.5 million followers by the time that they're 16. The guys that watch them play video games in the hundreds of thousands, people that are donating to them, and all this stuff that's going to start happening. What does this mean for our community and our wealth creation? What does this mean for the future of ownership of these leagues? The fact that we could potentially X out the middleman completely just by the money that we will be accruing from being able to get money internationally from our name. This is so deep and so huge,
deep.
and it's gonna
It's a
get
deep
co-opted
conversation.
it's gonna get co-opted if we do not watch it and be vigilant, because they're gonna steer these boys into a lot of bullshit. That's all I got.
And it's a conversation, that overlaps in many different aspects. It's not just a sports conversation. It's a political, it's a
Correct.
socioeconomic discussion. It's a historical conversation. It's a lot of layers to this conversation. So it's almost unfair to just level it to a super chat. Not shout out to the super chat, obviously, but it's like you said, it's a deeper discussion than that.
Yeah. So
But
it's layers.
quick thoughts, get your bag and come to Duke. That's my thoughts.
Hey, it's a print me my motherfucking money
Right.
conversation.
I love
That's
it.
what I'm talking
I love
about.
it.
And when you think about the amount of money that he makes his high school and the amount of money that he makes his AAU team and the amount of money that he could potentially make a college basketball team, he's honestly underpaid.
Yep.
Imagine
Imagine
telling your
LeBron.
Long overdue, man.
imagine telling your millionaire 11th grade son that he got a curfew when he taking care of this whole household.
Oh, I will. Though. I will.
Yeah.
though.
You gotta set the tone
Nigga,
early.
shit.
Hey, you got a
Give
curfew.
me the keys. Give me the keys to that Audi that you bought.
Hey.
Give me the keys.
Listen, it could back.
Like, what the fuck?
Listen, We ain't gonna have no Britney Spears situation.
Shit.
No,
Speak for yourself,
we got a bunch of Marvin Gaye seniors and shit. We don't need that.
Facts.
We don't need that.
Shout
That
out
just
to
shows
Britney.
how crazy
Free
white
Britney.
folks are, man. They'll do that shit that they
Yeah.
own.
You talking about go
Bro.
to bed. You
But
go
that's,
to bed.
but yo,
They'll
but listen,
take your
not to get
a
off,
bunch of
not
Joe
to
Jacksons.
not to get off topic, man. That's
To their own
some
daughter.
crazy shit though. That's some
Yeah.
crazy shit with the
Yeah.
Britney Spears shit. But go
Yeah.
ahead, but go to the Super Johnson.
That was the last one. But that's
That was
That's
last
her
one.
fault. That's her fault. She let that shit happen.
Come on,
Yeah.
Ken.
Damn,
Shit. They always fuck up.
Golly.
HLLVN.
It's her-
I agree. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of what these agents are going to do to these young kids. I'm really
Bro,
afraid.
it's actually really scary. We do need to talk about it. It's scary as it is amazing for this opportunity to happen.
Correct.
But let's be clear now. They only let this happen because the plantation was under pressure.
Yep.
They were under a lot of pressure, and they
Yes.
saw kids starting to escape to overseas leagues and other avenues to get money, and they said, "Oh shit! All right, we're gonna have biscuits for y'all now." And then this is little trinkets now, and this is what they have to do to be able to appease us and to be able to keep us in their shit. Don't ever distort it for what it is. This
Correct.
is a reaction to the fact that, oh my goodness, we might lose a great share of this if we don't make some type of corrective to allow for the fact that these kids do have all of this influence. We have to match this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's table this for next Thursday. I think it'll be a great discussion to have. And Timbo, I'm very familiar with the Britney Spears conversation. So she don't.
I want to switch over to well, read the super chat before we switch over a little bit.
Joshua Jericho, Apollosock. My nephew's actually named Joshua Jericho too. That's why I thought it was him for the longest. What's happening? Appreciate you, Joshua. Kind of sports related, but have y'all seen how the sports cards collection hobby has been growing and booming?
Yes.
I have seen that.
Yep.
For
All
the
this
last
shit.
2 to 5 years, I think it's been booming.
Yep.
And I used to collect sports cards back in the day. I think I may still have some at the house. I don't know, but I think my uncle sold most of my shit for drugs. So
Damn, that's some
Well,
shit.
I think
This shit getting
think-
dark at the end.
I think he means even more recently too, because
yeah, I know he's talking about more recently.
it's been going stupid.
So it's this
lately.
whole it's this whole little thing that's been going on, and people go like to garage garage sales, man, and try to find that shit. But there's also digital sports cards as well
NFTs and shit.
that's
Yeah.
taking off.
Yeah.
It's not even NFTs. It's like digital cards, I want to say.
Oh, really?
Top Shot and stuff.
Yep, and then the Top Shop shit came and shit like that. So yeah,
But
it's
you know, you
becoming a
can't
thing.
go. You can't even go in the store and buy a pack of cards no more. Like Targets and everywhere you
Damn,
go
for
is
real?
sold out.
What's-
Yeah.
I'm saying, what's
they
the-
buy them all.
What's the store now these days? Shit.
I don't know, cause you used to go like you can go in Target and get them right off the shelves. It
Yeah,
used
they
to be,
don't,
but
they
now
don't got
you
none
can't.
of that shit. You gotta get all that shit.
That's because, not to divert, but that's because for everybody out there, tangible things that are no longer in print, no longer in circulation, hold on to that stuff, please. Hold on to your record players, hold on to your iPods, hold on to your old iPhones, hold on to your old Windows XPs, Vistas, hold on to all that shit, because there's going to be some person who needs that shit for $50,000 in 10 years. There's going to be somebody who needs your old Disney cassettes for $200 million in 10 years. It's all this stuff. It's just all about, if it's not in print anymore, it becomes rare. It's a stock.
Yeah, Marty, you got some bread, bro. If you got those cards sitting there, you probably.
Especially Pokemon cards, especially if you into that old video games, PlayStation consoles, all that old stuff. Hold on to that stuff. That stuff
Yeah,
is
go
worth
look through it. Yeah, if you got old stuff, hold on to it. The Lakers about to acquire some old stuff too, man. And just so you know, be prepared.
Yeah, I got an old 8-track sitting at the house. Record player with an
you got
8-track built
8-track?
into it. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was at, and we're going to move on. But yeah, I was actually just thinking about that, Q, like watching all these damn post-apocalyptic shows, like how dependent we are on certain things, like gas and electricity and shit like that. It's fucking scary, man. Like when you really sit back and start to kind of think, like, what if all this shit went away and we just had fucking candles and shit, or just like, it's nuts. Yeah.
it's real.
Well, speaking of that shit, it's a horrible transition, but
Damn, we getting dark.
Depends on where you're going.
I was gonna go talk about this whole Delta virus and shit and Corona.
It's not a bad transition.
It's horrible because I didn't want us to be this dark on a sports show, but because of the Delta virus and the Corona's coming back up, especially on the West Coast, the NFL is adjusting this to the times. They updating their rule book and they saying if you don't get this motherfucking vaccine, it's gonna be an L for you personally and for your team.
Yeah. Damn.
How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about the NFL and their vaccine, quote unquote?
This is definitely a good last topic. NFL, when it comes to the treatment of the players, they obviously know that they don't care about them. It's not like they're like, we need all of our players to make sure. No, it's about obviously the profit and them trying to get the money and them trying to make sure the games can continue. We already know this, but I mean, are they necessarily with not within their right to do this? Like, are they? You know what I mean? They are a private company, they can make they can make their employees and people that sign into this stuff do whatever they want if they agree to it. So if the Players Association allows for this type of stuff, once again, it's the same thing I say for all sports organizations. If you don't want it to happen, y'all got to recognize the power that you have. You are the product. And if you don't want it to happen, it won't happen. You just got to, it depends on how much of a sacrifice and a struggle you want to put towards the ownership. And it's just a matter of how unified y'all are in your mission to get whatever you want. That's just, basic politics. That's just basic way to move in unionship or whatever. So for the NFL players who are talking about, I don't know, my future's in jeopardy. All right, man, you probably got way more money than you can spend in 5 lifetimes. You got more money on your neck, more money on your wrist than people's grandmothers and their mamas made and generations have made. So it's hard for me to cry tears for these folk when they don't even want to fight for themselves if they're peeved off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just get the fucking shot.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I know people got, unless it's like some religious shit, just get the fucking shot. Motherfuckers go to college every year, and before you even can get into the motherfucking classroom, obviously this was before COVID and shit, you had to get your shots updated. We've been getting shots since we were babies. All this vaccine shit. Yeah. Now niggas that quote unquote think they got a choice, they want to say no. It's crazy how when niggas get a choice, the first thing they want to say is no.
Well, here's the thing. I've been saying this on Is the Mic Alone for a while now. This whole thing about it being mostly black people is propaganda, and we have to be extremely careful with following what they're putting out. It's these goddamn Republicans and Trump supporters and a lot of these people in rural areas,
aka the whites.
Yes.
That's a fact.
So what they'll do is they'll go find data to put in their article and spin it in however way they want to. But they rarely talk about, like, now there's this Republican campaign to get the motherfuckers vaccinated. But it's something that they don't want to cover because they need to blame other people anyway. But there's a video, I can send y'all this tweet. This motherfucker said he would rather catch COVID. No, he caught COVID. He said, I would rather go through this shit to get the goddamn vaccine. The guy asked him, he said, so you're going to go get the vaccine now? He said, nah. He said, I'm good because they making me and forcing me to go get it. Like, this is his mindset, white guy.
And you know that how dangerous, it's so dangerous and sick. And it's something that we talk about on AGS. It's like the level of division that we have in this country. And it's not even division, it's just virtue signaling, right? Like, oh, you're making me. It's the all because you trying to own liberals or you trying to own conservatives or you trying to, like, it's a war. Like, this is fucking Sunni and Shiites or some shit. Like, yo, this is, like Nick said it best. Get the fucking vaccine. I've said it on my show. I've said it here. I've said it everywhere. Do your research. I'm not saying go out there and just blindly put anything in your body. Do your research. This was back in January I said this.
So
do your research. Follow, do your research. And when I mean do your research, don't just talk to somebody's aunt's cousin that thinks she knows something or she heard something. Like, no, actually do your research. Call your local health departments. Call your county health departments. Call your state health departments. Go to go to the CDC. Call the CDC. Like, do your research, and then make a determination and make an assessment that is best for you and your family. I think people should go get vaccinated. I'm sure all of us agree to some level. Everybody should get vaccinated. But what bothers me is that they're not even giving reasons why they don't get vaccinated. They're just saying, well, I don't want to get vaccinated. So you rather catch CTE. You have no problem getting CTE. It has long been associated, it's been long been documented that if you play football and repeated headshots lead to CTE, you're fine with that. But goddamn it, I'm not going to go to Pfizer and get a shot. Or I'm not going to get Moderna. Or I'm not going to get Johnson. It's fucking stupid.
Nah, the Johnson, I agree with them. I agree with them.
Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson been fucking up for decades.
Johnson & Johnson. Listen, Johnson & Johnson owns the Jets, so that's all you need to know about that. Woody Johnson owns the Jets. That's all you need to know about Johnson & Johnson. But seriously, man, like it's just so aggravating to me because it's like, yo, if Cole Beasley would have got out there and said, yo, man, I've done my research and I've seen that, you know, this, that, and the other is leading to this, that, and the third, and this is why I won't get the vaccine, then fine, I can respect that. But just going out here and just talking nonsense and just unsubstantiated facts, it's stupid and it's dangerous, is what I'm saying.
You have something to say? Sheldon?
They just need to get the shot and just get it over with.
Okay, cool. So here's what I'll say. I know you got another super chat. I got the shot. My whole family's vaccinated. A lot of my in-laws are vaccinated. My mom got it. My brother don't. His wife does. His son does not. You know, and it was a choice that they made. Now, you know, I've kind of started to press them because this Delta variant, you know, ain't no hoe. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, man, you know, I don't want to force you to do anything. I'm going to just give you the information that I got, but I think you probably need to, you know, your son high risk or whatever, you know, and you could bring that shit home, and then, you know, everybody's dead except you. So you right, but we gone. So, but we still here, and we've had the shit for a couple of months now. I'm not one of those guys that's tripping about people not getting the shot because I got the shit. Mm-hmm. I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And that's something that they're going to have to deal with. It's their personal choice. And I understand and know that it will, you know, help kind of, you know, slow this thing down. But this is a society in the world that we live in, and we have to kind of make our own personal choices in how we want to navigate through these treacherous times. Some people, like this motherfucker I was talking about, he'd rather catch the shit, try to survive it, which he did, and then go out and fine. Now, he got a natural immunization to it now. But he very well could have died. But that was a choice he made. Right. If he died, then that's on him.
Pusha T said it best. If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
But the problem with that, Ken,
what's that?
The problem with that thinking, the problem with that thinking, though, is, yes, you're right. You have the shot. So, and I'm not tripping over people that don't get the shot if it's for a valid reason. Religion, you just done your research and you have issues why you can't get the shot, health reasons or whatever, that's fine. But the problem with that is that not enough people are vaccinated. So the numbers are skewed. So you have just as many people that are unvaccinated as they are vaccinated. So it's running parallel to each other, and it's causing a problem because as more things open up, you still have a number of people that are vaccinated, plus a number of people that are unvaccinated. So it's not conducive. I can see if 80% of the population was vaccinated, then your point is apt, right? I'm vaccinated, 80% of the population is vaccinated, so it doesn't play as much of a huge role. But when you have, I don't even know what the numbers are, I'm not even going to throw, but if you, let's say, you know, 55, 45, that's not enough of a margin to say like, oh, okay, you know, I can't trip over other people not being vaccinated or people playing these stupid political virtue signaling games to just get a one-upsmanship on a political party or a line of thinking that you just don't agree with. It's dangerous. And I blame politicians for this. Most important, I blame Trump, I blame the Democratic Party, I blame everybody because everybody played these games at the beginning all to score political points with their side. And now you are endangering people, like with this line of thinking,
So-
especially on the Republican side. You're
Yeah, I mean, the
endangering
Republicans
people.
have been, I think.
I mean, they're gone. They're a lost cause. Yeah, they're just a lost cause.
Well, and they're realizing the error of their ways, but it's it feels like it's too little, too late. But the thing about it is what I will give you is that the Delta came along, and now, and I said it on Is the Mic Song,
That too.
there's the Lambda motherfucker. It's like fucking Revenge of the Goddamn Nerds. Lambda. That's what this fucking like. So what you're gonna have is you're gonna have this variant that's gonna continue to mutate. So what's gonna end up happening is that we're gonna have to get a third shot.
Yeah, we
because the Delta variant is gonna learn like it learned last time, which is why it hits you so hard and it infects your lungs with more of the virus than the OG did. So imagine what Lambda may end up doing as it mutates and learn and figure out from the Delta, because the Delta gonna go to the Lambda and be like, okay, here's what you're gonna have to do to get past this shit, and then it's gonna get through it. But I think also like what's gonna happen is herd immunity is gonna play out. So I think so I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but the CDC director is a fucking goddamn idiot. She's the one that started this whole shit. And then we're going to move on. Sorry, y'all. She's the one that started this whole shit by coming out and saying that people could take the mask off. And she started it a lot sooner than it needed to be. And people went out there, got willy-nilly, felt safe, blah, blah, blah. And then shit went fucking haywire. And here we are. So,
And they use that to devalue masks in the first place, right? Because they use that like, oh, we'll see how quick we can get the mask off. So see, it's bullshit or whatever. Like,
well,
again,
so what they're doing now is they're trying to scare people, unvaccinated people, into getting a vaccine. And this hard push is causing people to not want to take the vaccine because they're pushing so hard. So they have to figure out their messaging in order to get people to take it willingly.
But the problem is that I agree with you. The messaging has been off, to say the least, since the beginning. But the problem is that no amount of messaging is going to help certain people. Certain people just don't want to do something because they just got to catch it. And I'm not going to be that strong, but I'll say this: natural selection has to occur. You take from that what you will.
What's the super
like?
chat
It's annoying, man. Go to the super chat, man.
Abel K with the super chat said, I wish we could send all these anti-vaxxers back to the 30s so they could deal with the smallpox, polio, measles, etc.
It's for real.
I'm going to keep these in order. I'm going to flip these orders for a minute because this one's dealing with that too. Marty McFly said, honestly, I feel like the anti-vax stuff is a direct result of USA crumbling education. A dumb popular way is more docile and unorganized.
Maybe. I don't know.
A crumbling education, and a crumbling political system.
I don't know. I think there's a good volume of anti-vaxxers that are.
It's a lot of
religious.
history. It's a lot of factors. It's history with people with the medical field. It's history with people and just their natural beliefs. It's just
right. Yeah.
But we're not talking about this, bro. Like again, you have a religious issue. We're not talking about the folks that have a religious issue.
No, I'm talking.
But we have to,
or even folks that say, "Yo, Tuskegee," the shit that happened in Tuskegee. All the history of black people getting. I'm not even mad at those folks. It's the folks that just legitimately know they probably should get vaccinated and just don't want to because the libs say go back.
You're always gonna be upset with them.
Right.
Those are the parts. Those are the ones that I can't fucking stand. But that's a huge part of the population.
That's America.
Thank you. Yeah, it is.
It's America, bro. We the land of
What
idiots.
What did you expect?
Oh, I didn't. Maybe I had too much faith in people's common sense and understanding because
That's
this
your
isn't.
problem.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man.
This isn't.
Burger
that
King
is
got a sandwich called a chicken. That's how dumb America is.
Listen. I never underestimate how dumb America is, but I thought in this particular thing, which is a health and safety issue, first and foremost, I thought people would say, "Damn, you know what? Whatever the case may be, I'm gonna." And maybe I had too much faith in people, but apparently they're just fucking idiots. Man. They're just idiots.
HLLVN, he's 100% right. Americans are just too entitled, and they're willing to live
Very much so.
decisions.
You literally have India, a fucking country in India that has vaccine shortages. They can't get enough vaccines, and their people are dying. And you have fucking grandmas in Timbuktu, Iowa. Like, I don't want to get vaccinated.
And Marshmallow is right. All the people we're talking about, they're not going to change. And so natural selection, herd immunity, all was set in, and either the virus will continue to mutate over the years, because next year we're probably going to deal with another one, or as it's going to, in 5 years, self-eradicate itself, and, it is what it is. So back to the NFL. So what the NFL, so the NFL, from a business standpoint, I think they're recognizing that, this is something that they have to deal with, and they're trying to figure out a way to bringing this back to, of course, the one thing that America is best known for, and that what they care about the most is money. So how are we going to function as a business in order to put our product on the field and not lose out on the money that they may or may not have lost last year? So I think it's going to be interesting. And I'm 100% right with Q. It's like, what are you willing to stand for, in this fight? So, and, you make your decision and you live or die by it. Literally.
Yeah. Again, just go get the fucking shot, man. I'm talking now to the NFL players. Like, honestly, no NFL player has given me a conclusive, substantive answer on why they're not getting vaccinated, and it's just I can't understand it. You literally play a sport where you risk your life every day, potentially,
which is a choice that they made, right?
They're
making a choice to risk their life in not getting the vaccine or not getting the vaccine. It's the same thing. So, I think, I'm all for individual choice. I would love if people did get the vaccine to help kind of kill this thing off quicker than it will. But at the same time, I understand that it's like preaching to people. It's going to be hard to do.
I will say this to the NFL, though. Don't be hypocrites. And I know it's an oxymoron because the NFL is littered with hypocrites. But you can't come out and put this out today and then put out another thing 2 days from now saying NFL stadiums will be full capacity, ready to rock and roll. Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Mafia, be outside, tailgating, let's go. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
That's that's my issue with all of this. It's like, you can't have it both ways. Just like the players. If I was the NFL, I would say, like, yo, you don't want to get vaccinated? Fine. These stadiums are not going to be full capacity. You saw the NBA playoffs. You see Major League Baseball now. They're not going to be full capacity. You're not going to get fans in the stands. You're not going to get fans buying merchandise and tickets and whatever. And it's going to hit your pockets. So then don't complain that you're not getting your full guaranteed or your guaranteed contract. So don't complain that you're not, because this is where a health and safety issue impacts the economics, right? It's just trying to have it both ways. And these players want it both ways. The owners want it both ways. That's my thing. You can't be the NFL and put this out today and then tomorrow come out with some shit that, game 1 of the season in Tampa, fans full stands and how happy it is that we got NFL fans back. It's like, you can't have it both ways.
Well, they are.
That's what I was saying.
Well, they are. That's what the NFL does.
And we will call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think, look, COVID is here to stay. A lot of people that's watching probably already know that coronavirus has been around for years, decades, centuries, whatever. This thing is it's here to stay, man. So we're just gonna live with it. And this country is not gonna shut down. I really don't see them shutting down anymore after
that's
last
over.
year.
That's over. No, that's over. We can't survive our country as we are. We cannot survive with the shutdown.
And I think the NFL players, some of what the response you're seeing, I think that sometimes we look at them as players and forget that they are people too who have their own thoughts and opinions about stuff, and they also represent society as well. It's just oftentimes we don't get to see and hear their thoughts outside of football,
Right.
and now we're hearing that. And so you hear Cole Beasley say what he say. You know, Cole Beasley ain't saying anything any different than what we see somebody else on Twitter say that we may personally know.
Right.
So you know, it's just he play football.
Yeah, and he makes $12 million a year, and he's an idiot.
And can get access to a lot of damn resources and help that most people can't.
And that's why people hate. And in a way, that's why people hate athletes, right? Because you have athletes here that are literally just choosing. I shouldn't say that, because some of them may have legitimate reasons, but you have some of them that are legitimately just choosing to be ignorant for the sake of being ignorant. And you literally have people that have lost everything because of COVID, this shutdown.
Yeah,
you literally have our homelessness crisis. Our homelessness crisis is through the roof. It's a problem, and it affects the homeless community as well. Like, and you literally are complaining about getting a fucking vaccine while you're making $25 million a year. Like, and people see this shit, and it's just like, yo, bro, open your fucking eye. Like, you can't be this tone deaf, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
whatever. We be here all day, man.
Yeah.
We be here all day.
700
get this other
cases
super
of
chat.
the Lambda shit is here.
I want to before
Lambda
you
time.
got super chats.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a super chat from
Yeah.
Eric Kirby. Eric Kirby, what's happening? He said, Mr. Ken, when are you going to do the DC comic reviews? And what 90s cartoon show is better than X-Men
There
or
isn't one.
Spider-Man cartoon?
There is
Batman, the animated series.
Is Batman Beyond or Batman animated series?
Okay, I did.
No,
hear
ain't
those
no
are really
Batman
good.
Beyond. Batman animated series is the best. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard a lot.
that
of
it's
good
neck and
things
neck.
about that.
It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck.
Batman Beyond
But
is
Batman
fire,
the
though.
animated
I
series.
haven't watched it, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay X-Men, and then I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll let y'all know.
X-Men is super
It's close.
overrated.
It's close. It's close though. It's close, bro. It's close.
super
X-Men's not
overrated.
overrated.
No.
The X-Men cartoon series, I felt like it kind of lagged off the last season or two. It didn't maintain that high quality that the first couple seasons did. But nah, the X-Men cartoon series, the animated series is everybody knows that shit is legit.
Where's the DC Comics?
DC Comics. So I'm working on that, and that's going to be on the channel. I've read 2. One was trash. One was okay. So yeah. Oh, Sandman, of course, is one that I like. But yeah, I'm working on it. So I'll probably just record them all and then start uploading. But I haven't forgotten. I got y'all.
We got any other one?
it.
That was it. Make sure before we go out, make sure y'all go listen to the Kanye album at midnight.
No.
I've been saying,
Hell
hey,
no.
hey, they've been saying it's fire, Ken. They saying it's fire.
Of course
Even the Dead End crew talking. Mike Seatown out here talking about.
What'd he say?
He got C3PO.
R2D2.
R2D2
Yeah, I
on that
saw that.
motherfucker. Hey, go check out the Kanye album if y'all haven't checked it. If
We're
y'all
going to
not,
review it, but
hey,
there's a reason why I'm here.
Yeezy season has returned.
There's a reason why I'm here and not there.
Insert BZ shrugs.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good. You know, but it may be good now that he got rid of Kim.
I heard he got Jay-Z on there, little baby.
He's had Jay-Z on this stuff.
They got
before,
Roddy.
damn.
Hey, he got a good. Hey.
So now he's not okay. Yeah,
Everybody
so,
love him now. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody love him back.
So he's trying to get back to the black side now that he got rid of Kim.
Why not do it in Atlanta if you gonna try to get?
That's what he's trying to do. He think he's slick.
He ain't slick. He bold.
He think he's
he
slick.
bold as hell.
He think he's slick. I bet it's not as good as people are saying. They just all caught up prisoners in the moment.
Hey, it's
The people that saying Kanye's album is great is the same people that saying Giannis is a superstar.
All right, chill. All right, that's how you want. That's how he wanted to end it. That's how he wanted to end the show.
That's it right there.
Cut his mic off.
Go ahead and
man.
end it then.
Cut his mic off.
Oh man, well we appreciate you guys showing up, man.
Hey, we got another super chat real
okay.
quick.
Oh man, damn, bro.
K's Ragnarok just said, I'm glad to get to watch you guys today while I'm fighting this COVID. Great show.
Hey man, we praying for you, bro.
Praying for
Pull
you.
through.
Stay up, bro.
Get
Stay
the
up,
shot
bro.
if you
For real,
can.
for real.
Shit.
Well, he got
For real,
shit,
for real. Take care of
he
yourself, all that good stuff, man.
Shit, he got it. Shit's like he got it. Like his body gonna create. It's like
Yeah, his
real
body
shit.
gonna create the immunity for it. Nah,
Yeah,
for sure,
man. I
man.
hope
Stay
you're
safe
doing
out
well,
there,
bro.
man.
That shit ain't no joke, man. So
Yeah,
just drink a lot of fluids. Like take care of yourself, man. Rest.
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah,
take
man.
take a few shots of that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
And you'll come out on.
And
on
I
the
got
other side.
I got vaccinated too, but that's how serious I'm taking this Delta virus. I'm still masked up.
Yeah, this Delta variant is so there's been and we're gonna get out of here, but there's been a breakthrough case with the doctors in my family, and all they've been treating were COVID patients. This is why I'm so informed about this shit. So they've treated over 300 COVID patients, and that was in fucking January. So they probably treated one more. They just recently got a case where a vaccinated person got it, and they shut down their whole office.
Yeah,
So
it ain't safe out here. It ain't sweet.
Nah, man. So, it's not as safe as you think, man.
So yeah, hey. So Tuesday, man, check back in and let us know you still with us. You know, I hope you get better, man. Are you feeling better? Yeah. Actually, not that you. Still
and if y'all need info, hit up Ken because he got the info.
I'm sorry, that came out wrong, man.
Yeah, that was pretty rough right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't mean it that way.
I was gonna wait till after the show and say something.
No, that ain't what I meant. Yeah, just check in with us Tuesday, man, and let us know how you feeling, man. I hope you're feeling better about it.
Yes, please. Hey, man, if you have not by now, please do us a favor and share the show. Please share the show. Please hit the like button.
Subscribe.
And share it and subscribe, please. We need all the help we can get.
Yep. Jan Jones.
And drop a review. And drop a review on iTunes, Spotify, all of that,
playing.
man. Drop a review. Let us know how we doing, how we can get better, all that good stuff. 5 stars.
We appreciate all y'all, definitely.
Yes, we do.
For sure.
We definitely appreciate all of you. You are all family, and we appreciate you being here. And just help us to grow, man, so we can give you more and more and more of what we do.
So we can do shows in Mercedes-Benz.
That's it.
On a random-ass Thursday.
That's it.
Facts.
That's it.
I can go to Atlanta and be in the studio for once.
Yeah,
that's
help
it.
us grow.
So yeah, like I said, one last request, man. If each of you can tell 2 people to go back and watch or download, subscribe, like, donate, anything you can do to help us would be greatly appreciated. Thank y'all so much.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.